This program is paid for by Imagine Theaters, Able Ideas, Comic City, and Echo Network.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. I'm Jill with my lovely co-host Nick, and we're going to jump right in this week. What do you got for us, Nick?
Well, Q was at Motor City Comic Con and had a chance to talk to Errol villain Kirk Acevedo.
This is the Q from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi at the Motor City Comic Con. I'm here with Kirk Acevedo. You might know him from Fringe, but you might know him currently as playing Ricardo Diaz on Errol. So how's it going today?
It's going well. It's going well.
So I just want to point out, as a fan of Errol, because I watch every season, you are probably the best villain that they've had.
Why you gotta add a probably?
Okay, I don't want no problems. He is the best villain. I just want to leave speculation. I can't be biased because you're sitting here.
You know, it's funny, when that first Wendy Miracle and Mark Guggenheim, when they pitched the idea of me playing the bad guy, they said, we don't want the typical Arrow bad guy, meaning like over the top. See, I've never seen the show, so I don't know. This is what their words.
Okay.
They go, we want, and they gave me two references. We want Michael Corleone or Scarface. That's what they want. They want them simmering, low, methodical, and so that's what I did.
And you pulled it off perfectly. Perfectly. I mean, you had me on the roller coaster the whole year.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So what do you got coming up down the pipeline?
I don't know if I could say. You up to date on Arrow?
Yeah.
Well, that starts up in 5 weeks. So that's what I'll be doing.
I'm glad he's coming back. He's saving my show. I'm really happy. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Don't tell that to Steven. Don't tell Steven I'm saving his show.
He's saving your show. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to fail. All right, this has been the Q from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Is it time for movies yet, Jill?
That's right. Let's go over to Mark and see what's new this week.
All right.
Hey, can you believe it? It's summertime and there's no big blockbusters coming out this week. But there is a sequel in Sicario, Day of the Soldado. Thanos and the Collector are back. I mean, Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro, as the U.S. drug war escalates across the border.
They want me to cut ties. You gotta get rid of her.
I can't do that.
Don't put me in that situation.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna need a strike team, 2 Blackhawks, drones with attack capability.
Where's the coup?
Mexico.
You have no reason to trust me. But trust in me is how you're gonna survive.
Good luck.
Luck doesn't live on this side of the border.
Next up is Uncle Drew, about a bunch of ex-basketball players who come out of retirement to win money in a tournament.
This is where it happens. Let's do this.
Play the game the right way. It fixes everything.
Yeah. Get that out of here.
This is the moment. You gonna run away from it, or you gonna step up and take it? I get buckets.
Uncle Drew.
Time out.
Who are you?
Time out. I'm here to make sure that he's tall enough to ride the ride that my man about to put him on.
And coming out this September is The House with a Clock in Its Wall. It's about a young orphan who aids his magical uncle in locating a clock with the power to bring about the end of the world.
Have a look around. You're perfectly safe.
That's safe?
As long as it's fed. And coming up next week, we have a couple of big sequels, especially one that used to be a real little one, and now it's a big one.
Say, Jill, do you know what you get when you cross a cat with a movie poster?
Well, you could probably
Well, don't answer that because Richie knows the answer.
It's Richie Rollins at the Motor City Comic Con. I'm standing here with Jenny Parks of Jenny Parks Illustrations. Jenny, you got such a unique thing going on here, cats and pop culture. How'd this idea come up for you?
I just love cats and nerdy stuff, so I just gotta combine the two.
So you do all the drawings and everything. Typically, how long does it take?
For me, it's like maybe about a week, like maybe a few days of work.
Now, do you go out and hire cat models to model for you?
I wish. I do have a couple cats. I don't typically use them just because like it's hard to get them to do what I want. So I mostly look at a lot of images online.
Do you ever get tired of doing cats?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I love doing it. I wouldn't want to stop, but it is nice to do other things sometimes, like other animals. 'Cause I just love drawing animals in general, so not really. I guess the answer is no, really, because I still love doing it. Like,
All right, any future plans of expanding?
I have gotten people asking me about dogs before, but I feel like once I do dogs, then I'd have to do everything as dogs, and then I'd have to have like another booth for dogs, and then there'd be like one for rabbits, and I don't know. It would just be too crazy. So
Sticking with the mammals, sticking with the cats.
I think so, yeah.
Good luck to you here. This is Rich from Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Well, it's time for a commercial break. Stick around. We'll be back with more Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
The magic of movies and more isn't just our tagline. We believe in its truth. A movie theater auditorium where wonderful stories unfold is a magical place. Whether a 2-hour film, a 3-hour epic, or merely the anticipation of viewing trailers, your every viewing experience is very important to us. Imagine's a pure Michigan company, founded and operated by Michigan natives. And moviegoers like you aren't just customers, you're our guests. So when it comes to moviegoing, we know you have a choice. And on behalf of our entire team, thank you for choosing Imagine.
Welcome back to Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. Now let's take a look at this.
Hi guys, this is Samantha with Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi, and this week we're going to talk about some new console games from Ubisoft. Coming out this week is The Crew 2.
America is a playground. Perfect beaches, majestic mountains, vibrant cities, endless freedom. But for us, it's more than that. It's a motoring paradise.
And coming out later this year is Skull and Bones.
Aim at the mark! Fire! Miracles will happen as we dream.
Can't wait to check out those games. See you next week. This has been Samantha with Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. Happy gaming.
Great job. Well, I heard Joe is taking a break from cars this week.
Indeed. He had a chance actually to talk to legendary cinema sculptor Brian Muir.
All right, I'm here at the Great Lakes Con with Brian Muir, who is a Hollywood designer, sculptor. How would you describe your career?
Well, I'm not a Hollywood designer because I've always worked out of England at the different studios in England. They had a sci-fi film where they wanted some strange characters sculpted, and it was Star Wars. So I started off by doing the Stormtrooper armour, and then I got asked by John Barry, the designer, to go down to the costume designer. They had a new character for me to start, and it was Darth Vader. From then on, I've worked pretty much ever since on 70 major movies, 10 Bond films, 4 Harry Potters, all 3 Indiana Jones films, Superman, Alien, well, recently Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor 2, Rogue One. So many pictures.
An incredible career. The space jockey from Alien, what was your role in that?
There were two of us that did it, a guy called Peter Voisey and myself. We sculpted the 28-foot high space jockey. From the ground to there, it's 28 foot high, and here you have a camera crew, and it gives you an idea of the scale of the work.
All these years later, being here in an event like this, being treated like a celebrity, signing autographs, did you ever think you would see this point in your career?
No, absolutely not. I mean, when I started signing, which was about 11 years ago, I couldn't believe that someone would pay me money to sign a photograph for them, and I sort of got used to it now.
To see your work replicated in toy form and collectibles as you walk around the floor here, what's it like to see Darth Vader at pretty much every booth?
Well, Vader is just so iconic. You just see it everywhere, whether it be on adverts, references within books. It's great now. I mean, on the back of Vader, I'm traveling the world and getting to meet a lot of lovely people.
Well, thank you. And now, why don't we keep the Star Wars theme going, Joe? What's next?
Well, we're going to Kansas City to talk to an R2 builder.
These are the droids we're looking for.
My name is Mike Verhala. We're here at Planet Comic-Con 2018. I'm with the Kansas City R2 Builders Club, and we build one-to-one scale accurate filming miniatures of the R2-D2 astromechs. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and I love building things, and I needed a hobby, so I thought this would be a really cool idea. I just kind of stumbled upon it, that there are people on the internet that actually build these things, so it sounded like a cool thing to do, so I just kind of jumped in without really thinking much, and got myself committed, and so I had to finish it. So my build has taken 3 years. Some people have taken a little bit less, some people have taken a little bit longer. But our club's been in existence for maybe, I don't know, 4 years or so, and we've got probably about 10 to 12 people building a droid right now. We do a lot of these Comic-Cons. We do Maker Faire. We also do some charity things, and we have a website that people contact us through to do different events and things like that. Yeah, there's some other people that'll be doing different color schemes and things like that, but most of the people in our club have the typical blue and white. Everyone who has the blue and white one kind of wish they did a different color scheme, because everyone's got, as you can see, the same one. So our website is www.kcr2.com, and then you can also find us on Facebook.
All right, well, let's take a look at what's new on TV. Here's everyone's favorite cue.
The next show we're going to talk about is on its second season. You know I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I had to talk about Glow. Check it out.
I'm excited. Aren't you excited?
My costume still smells like beer and racism.
Was I supposed to wash these?
You have a good break?
Yeah. She's getting divorced. It's complicated.
Usually you do a lot better job of keeping your weird friendship stuff out of the ring.
Just hope she can keep up.
You're on that show, right? Glow, welfare queen. What'd you call my mom?
It's a wrestling show. I'm not the only offensive character.
I say we do whatever the hell we want to do. Set the weirdos free and see what happens.
If you want to be respected, you gotta make yourself useful.
I know what I'm worth, and I am not apologizing to anyone.
Everything is gonna be hard.
I forgot to pick up my son at daycare today.
I don't want to make this show that.
Who's ready to do this?
Look, I know this is gonna be hard. But I believe in miracles, and we are going to make this miracle happen.
We are the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
That's all for this week. It's kind of a slow week. I'll be back with more next week from Comics Beer and Sci-Fi.
Well, we've got to take another commercial break, but we'll be back with more comics, beer, and sci-fi.
Hi guys, it's Brittany G here at Able Ideas comic book production company, where we bring your ideas to life. Come check out our Birmingham office and see how we do here at Able Ideas.
Okay guys, you're almost there, but we need to make it look more real. It needs to pop off the page and grab you. Let's make it happen.
Let's go drop in on the art team.
Our team. Our clients want more realism. No! Wait!
Well, guys, hope you enjoyed checking us out. Make sure you follow us on social media. Able Ideas with a Z on Instagram, YouTube, and check out our website, ableideas.com. Make sure you order your comic books, and I gotta get out of here. Bye, guys!
No!
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to...
Don't even think about it. Let's go to the next segment.
Hey, it's the Bradcast, and we're in Boston again at Hopster's Brewery. This may be the most unique brewery we've ever been to. I'm here with Lee Cooper, the owner of the establishment. Lee, tell me about Hopster's.
Well, basically, Hopster's is a brew pub, so we make our own beer, and we have a restaurant. But what makes Hopster's unique is that you can actually come in and brew 3 cases of your own handcrafted beer with the help of one of our brewmasters. With a brew pub, we think we have amazing beer, so you come in, have a beer and food, and you don't have to necessarily spend 2 hours brewing beer with us. But we'd like you to do that too.
Can you walk us through the process of what somebody does to make their own beer here?
Absolutely, it's fairly straightforward. The initial start takes about 2 hours, so you'll come in, we'll ask you what kind of beer you like to drink. And so that usually helps us decide what kind of beer you want to brew. And then basically you'll go into the ingredient room, you'll get all the ingredients, kind of like going into a pantry and a kitchen, and then you'll go over to our kettles and brew the beer. Once the beer is brewed, I said that process takes about 2 hours, then you're going to leave us for about a week or two while that beer is going to ferment. You're going to come back and you're going to bottle your beer, put your hand custom labels on it, and then you're going to take it home and drink it.
You said you had 30 recipes. Can they taste test all of these recipes here?
That's right, absolutely. So we have 15 styles of beer on tap. We have 30 recipes. So if someone says, I want a Saison, well, we have a Saison. It may not be the exact Saison that they're drinking, but it'll get them close to the mountain, maybe just not on top. Now, there are people who want to do cool, funky things. And we say fine to a certain degree. But, we just don't want people coming back, 2 weeks later drinking it and say, oh, this doesn't taste good. I said, we warned you 2 weeks ago, but it doesn't matter because they don't have beer that they like. So we'll let people experiment and go off the radar. But we'll put the guardrails on, too, to make sure that they don't do anything crazy. So
thank you so much for talking to us. This has been the Bradcast with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi from Hopsters in Boston.
Thanks. And I heard we've got some Batman this week.
That's right. In our comic book segment, Comic Book Casey himself has checked out the Dark Knight's Metal series, which has now been collected into a graphic novel trade paperback format.
Hey, Comic Book Geeks, Comic Book Casey coming at you talking about the Dark Knight Metal hardcover edition. Fortunately, we got the opportunity to meet the team behind it. We got to meet Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, and Jonathan Glapion in person. Even got their autographs and photo ops. Check it out. Hey, hope you get a chance to check these out. Great books. I enjoyed it. Hardcover. Ain't gonna mess up on you. Enjoy.
Thanks. And for all you Gremlins fans out there, we know you've been waiting for a sequel. Well, Nick got a chance to talk to the original star of the films, Zack Galligan.
This is Nick with Comics Beer and Sci-Fi at the Motor City Comic Con. I'm here with fan favorite actor Zack Galligan, and you know him from the 2 Gremlins films. And Zack, how often do you come to these comic shows?
It really depends year to year. Sometimes it's just a couple of years. Sometimes, like last year, that's kind of a nice opportunity to mingle with the fans. So it was more like, maybe, 6, 7, something like that.
What do you like best about coming to these shows?
Getting an opportunity to see what the fans think and how they react to some of the work that you've done. Because, when you're an actor, you do work and it's kind of like doing it in a vacuum. You just do it and you go home. And then if you don't really interact with the people who see your work, you don't really know what they think about it. So it's just kind of good to touch base with them and, see how everything's going and whether they're sort of like still interested in you and following you and whatnot.
There's rumors of a Gremlins reboot. Are you involved with that in any way?
Well, the thing is they're writing the script right now. That means they're in the very, very early stages of it. And when you're in the early stages, you don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, most people are kind of amazed when they find out that I got offered Gremlins 2 less than 3 months before they started shooting it. So they wait very, very close till it's done, and they're basically 100% ready to go. They've got the budget, they're green-lit, everything like that, because they don't want to waste people's time by like, here's an offer, oh, we're not doing it. Well, now we're doing it. Well, now we're not doing it. So they kind of wait until everything's, all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed before they even approach you with an offer. So,
fair enough. Thanks again, Zach. Have a great show.
Thanks.
The magic of movies and more isn't just our tagline, we believe in its truth. A movie theater auditorium where wonderful stories unfold is a magical place. Whether a 2-hour film, a 3-hour epic, or merely the anticipation of viewing trailers, your every viewing experience is very important to us. Imagine's a pure Michigan company, founded and operated by Michigan natives. And moviegoers like you aren't just customers, you're our guests. So when it comes to moviegoing, we know you have a choice. And on behalf of our entire team, thank you for choosing Imagine.
And welcome back to Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi, everybody. Now let's take a look at this.
Hey, this is Mark from the 2018 Motor City Comic Con. I'm here with Loki. How you doing, Loki?
Hey, I'm causing trouble wherever I can.
You know what? I'm glad to see that you're still alive. There must have been some time stone, activity going on because...
Just a little magic because, Loki's died before. He always comes back. So just give him a chance. He'll show back up sooner or later because he's the god of mischief and magic, right?
That's true. That's true. And we're glad to see that you're well and living, and I'm glad because you're one of our favorite Marvel characters, and I'm glad you made it here all the way here to Detroit to make an appearance.
Let's come down that Rainbow Bridge, and boom, here I am.
I'm here with Errol Asbury. He's one of the perennial cosplayers here at the Motor City Comic Con and every other con here in Detroit, and he's always wearing a unique old school costume. Tell me, when did you make this costume, and how was it made?
Probably made it about 4 or 5 years ago. It's the first costume I sewed from scratch. I made everything from scratch. I never did it before. This is my first attempt at it, and I was quite happy with how it turned out.
So I take it Loki is probably one of your favorite Marvel characters?
Yeah, I like villains. Anybody who's a villain is one of my favorites, but yeah, I like Loki.
Well, they're always the most fun.
Oh yeah, because without a good villain, what good is a hero? He's just some guy dressed up in tights. So you have to have a good villain to make the heroes look good.
I couldn't say it any better. Anyways, this is Mark from the Motor City Comic Con.
All right, well, what's next, Joe?
Well, they say to save the best for last. We don't do that at this show. Here's Richie.
It's me, your favorite Richie, and we're back this week with the 2 S's, sequels and series. Let's start with Pacific Rim Uprising. If you love watching CGI monsters fight CGI robots, this movie's for you. It is the sequel to Guillermo del Toro's 2013 Pacific Rim.
There are pilots we remember as legends, but they didn't start out that way. They started out like us. This is our time to make a difference. Do you understand? Jaeger pilots, do you understand?
One way to find out.
That's
talking about!
Gonna be a long day.
What do we do?
We fight!
Now you can own season 1 of the DC adaptation of Black Lightning.
I'm just tired of walking around with the sign trying to change people's hearts. I want to do more. Save the good guys, fight the bad guys. I think Black Lightning's trying to do the right thing.
Black Lightning is a vigilante, causing more problems than he'll solve.
Do you remember why you became Black Lightning? You wanted the evil that's out there to have something to fear. Black Lightning is dead. We knew this day would come. This city needs you.
All of this policing and marching and praying, it has not changed anything.
Everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die.
Unless all of us are free, none of us will be free.
It's time that the people know that Black Lightning is back.
Well, that's it for this week, folks, and I got some sad news for you. I'll be leaving the show because I'm joining the cast of Black Lightning as the superhero White Snow.
All right, that does it for another episode of Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. Thanks for watching.
And if you want to hang out with us more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.